Hey, how y'all doing? Um, been running around town getting things and whatnot. Anyway, did my Bible study this morning, and it was what my daily verse was from my Bible tassel, and I just wanted to share it with you. Anyway, um, so it is 2 Corinthians 12, um, 7 through 10. And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in the reproach, in needs, in persecutions, in distress, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And then also the life example, and it's Paul who is talking. And I'm reading the life's example. Strength and weakness. As a young man, Paul trained under one of the greatest Jewish scholars of his time. He understood the elements of the law and practiced them with great zeal. Yet when he came face to face with Jesus Christ, his life changed forever. He no longer viewed the world through merely human eyes. God gave him spiritual insight that far surpassed anything he had known. Still, he had to be broken further so that he could be used in an even greater way. God allowed Paul to be buffeted by a severe trial in order to humble him and remove the potential for pride. That's 2 Corinthians 12:7. Through this time of weakness, Paul learned a new and unexpected principle. Weakness is strength. When God humbles us before him, he sees the meekness of our hearts and sends his strength and blessings into our lives. Frailty in a certain area should never bring embarrassment. A lot of times, we've been raised, mainly, I would say, men or males, boys, are raised, saying, you don't need to cry, that makes you weak. And that's not the way we are, that's not the way men are. Any of us can be raised that way, trained that way, but just in society. But to be weak is a strength. To be weak, we're vulnerable, and we allow the Lord to work in us his will. The more, that's why so many people think that they have to be perfect and all these things for the Lord to use them, and it's not true, because the more broken we are, the better, to me. And that's what it says many times in here in the Bible, that he uses the broken. He uses all of us. All of us are broken for one reason or another, whether it be the way we were raised, the things that are going on in our lives right now. So many things. We all have so many different backgrounds, but none of us are whole. None of us are perfect. But this gives us hope, knowing that our weakness is a strength to him. also answers to life's questions. What value could there possibly be in weakness? 2 Corinthians 12:9, which is what I just read. None of us can escape the pressures of life. Most of us know what it feels like to be disappointed. We know the painfulness of embarrassment, the sting of rejection, and the sorrow of failure. There always comes a time when the lids come boiling off the pots and pans crash to the floor. What pots are boiling out of control in your life? Is there a financial need? Maybe you face a relationship crisis and are urgently praying for God's wisdom. Regardless of your situation, you can trust this principle. Whatever brings you to your knees in weakness carries the greatest potential for your personal success and spiritual victory. Even though Paul could have listed many personal accomplishments, he chose to tell his audience what he saw as the key to experiencing a victorious life, accepting his weakness, so that the strength of Christ might live fully in him. I will rather boast in my infirmity, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. 2 Corinthians 12:9. We do not know the trial that Paul faced. He called it a thorn in the flesh. In the Greek, the word thorn means a stake used for torturing or impaling someone. No gentle affliction. He writes that it buffeted him, indicating that the trial was either ongoing or reoccurring. When Paul felt that he could no longer withstand the blows, God reassured him that his grace was sufficient for anything he faced. Strength that withstands the stresses and blows of this life comes from only one source: the eternal indwelling presence of God. What the world views as strong is really nothing more than weakness under wraps. When we accept our weakness and the fact that we cannot handle life on our own, God goes to work. He sends encouragement and a sense of creativity, helping us to try new avenues that lead to hope and fresh beginnings. Are you weary from trying? I am many, many, many days. Has exhaustion left its mark? Are you afraid others will see your weakness and laugh? Could a thorn in your life expose your deepest fear? Let it go. Release your fears to Jesus, who loves you. Let him strengthen you. Nothing compares to the freedom that waits for you within his loving arms. Nothing will ever bring more completion to your heart and soul than knowing the unconditional love of God. It is yours today if you choose it. And it is so true. When we are at our weakest is when he makes us the strongest. He reaches down and he picks us up. He holds our hand. There are many days when I ask him just to pick me up and carry me. I can't follow in your footsteps today. Just reach down because I am so weak. I ask him just to pick me up and carry me that day. And some days I just need him to hold my hand. Ask him and he will help you. I love y'all.